Well, hello everybody, this is Dear Mama Sal, out for the first time in just under a week. I'm off to go and do a bit of shopping, but before I do, I've got to run the car a bit because I have left the car basically, first of all, 1 week for Vegas, which drained my battery just about, and then I topped the battery up again, and then I ended up sick for a week, so now I'm going to just go and take a bit of a run now just to top up the battery. So I thought while I was doing that I'd have a little chat. What I wanted to talk to you about is, first of all, I hope you all had a good and happy Mother's Day, probably yesterday by the time I get this vlog up, but I hope you, those of you for whom it was relevant, had a good day, and that you felt loved and cared for, because I'm sure you are. I certainly had a very nice day. And the other thing I wanted to talk to you about was something that I've been wanting to chat about for a couple of days now. And it has to do with being so darn independent that it works against me. Now, I'm hoping that I'm not the only one that falls into this trap, and that's why I think I want to talk about it, because maybe it is a lesson not just for me, but for other people as well, in terms of our independence. Case in point was last Monday, when I obviously knew I was sick, and really quite sick. And then ended up with a flat battery, which upset me. And I couldn't understand, because we've got 3 cars in the driveway, why nobody would lend me a car. Not that I asked, of course, and that was part of the problem. Or that anybody offered to drive me to the doctor. And I fell victim to my own making. Because by Tuesday, no, I lie. So we boosted the car, and that was fine. And then I went to go to the doctor. But when I got to the doctor and I found out how sick I really was, the kid in me came out, and I felt very alone in that moment. Because I knew work was not going to be amused, that I was off for a week and then was going to have to take another week to recover. And I understand that. And so I felt like I'd been a bad person, which we know isn't true. So I got home, and of course hadn't even picked up the prescription. And again, because I'm who I am, nobody offered to go and fill it for me, or to get any food so that I could eat during the week. So I got back in the car and went to go and do those 2 things. But I can tell you I did so in tears, feeling very, very alone indeed. So I wanted to let you know exactly how I created this problem in my life. And that was that whenever Yvonne particularly tries to care for me, in inverted commas, I always tell her, hey, don't treat me like a child. I know what I'm doing, and if I need help, I'll call for it. And I was wrong, you see. She presumed, as I wasn't calling for help, that I actually wasn't feeling as bad as I was. And didn't offer to go and do anything for me. Excuse me. And I found that out the next day. Because by Tuesday, I was sort of, by Tuesday, I was feeling good enough. Not good enough, that's not true. I was sick as a dog, but I'd managed to get my faculties together enough, and I was out of victim. I was just sick. And so when she came to check on me and ask how I was, I actually did what I always tell people to do, is seek first to understand. So what I said to her was, I'm feeling fine. And after we chatted a bit, I said, by the way, I really need to ask you a question. And she said, sure, what? And I said, can you explain to me why neither you nor Wade offered to take me to the doctor, or B, help me get my prescription filled, or C, get groceries? And with an absolute stunned look on her face, Yvonne said, because any time I try and help, you tell me, back off. I'm an adult. I'll let you know if I need help. At which point I cried, hugged her, and apologized most profusely. So I thought I'd talk about it, because maybe I'm not the only one that's stupid like that. Why couldn't I have just opened up my mouth and say, I'm running a fever, I'm sick as a dog, I should not be driving. Could somebody please help me? Well, I guess like a lot of people, you don't want to be a burden, do you? You don't want to be a pain. But the sad thing was, in not being a pain, I ended up believing that people who really cared for me didn't. And really spent a very uncomfortable few hours being a victim of my own choosing. So I thought I'd just run that up the flagpole for you and see if any of you relate to it or not. And if you do, let me know. I'd like to know somehow that I'm not the only one that falls into this trap. And so I encourage you all not to do what I did. Which is, if you need help, open your mouth, tell somebody who cares. And try not to always be so strong, because as you've just witnessed, it can really work against you. Hope that makes sense. This is dear Mama Sal saying bye-bye for now.